Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Class Refraktor. Just going to let you guys know at some point I'll probably slip up and call him Reflector. That was his original G1 name, but they must have lost the rights to that name, so now he is Refraktor. I don't know. Anyway, very cool. Very excited to get a toy of this guy. The only toy I think we've had since the original G1 toy, which was a mail away. So I never had that as a kid. And it's very screen accurate. Colors look great. Very happy to pick this guy up. Really beautiful artwork here on the side. Always really enjoy that. Picture on the side. That's on the picture, or I should say on the side of every box. Nothing on the bottom. Nothing on the top. Spin around to the back. You do have the robot mode, and of course he's compatible with all the battle masters, weaponizers rather, etc. He does have an individualistic kind of satellite or just kind of space cruiser mode. But if you do buy all three, or I should say three of the same toy, they're not different. You can make a camera just like his original G1 toy, which is pretty cool. So you can even see there it just says 36, 36, 36. They're not different. There's not different ones you have to get. You just have to buy three of the same toy. There is also a 3-pack that they're doing. It was just announced at San Diego Comic-Con. I believe it's going to be Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It's up there on pre-order already, I believe. And the color scheme for that one is closer to the original G1 toy, and it has some extra pieces for the camera mode. Has kind of like a viewfinder part at the top. It has a flash. It has a big piece to put on the side that looks like a button you would press to take a picture. So pretty cool set. I went ahead and got these because I wanted them to be cartoon color scheme accurate, which is what I really enjoy. So that's why I went ahead and picked these up. Not sure if I'm going to get the other set or not. It is kind of neat, and I do like the color scheme. And the extra pieces are neat. But having already picked up three of these, I haven't decided yet. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out here, and we'll take a closer look. So here are three of Refraktor out of the packaging. They all do have this chest piece. As you can see here, I've just removed it from the other two. Basically just to get a G1 cartoon accurate look. Only the guy in the middle had the kind of lens piece. The other two did not. But if you want all three to have it, you certainly can. You just peg it back into the chest very simply. I'm just going to go with this because it's more screen accurate. But yeah, looks really good. Love the color scheme. I think they did a great job. Really does look like the cartoon. A little bit of hollowness here on the back, as you can see, mostly the forearms. But that's because the wrist rotates in there. And the legs are kind of hollow, but you'll see why later on. But yeah, otherwise, looks really good. Love the head sculpt. Let's get a little bit closer there. Very plain, but very accurate. Looks good. Head, you can see that there's like a panel here, and that's because the head rotates into the chest. There's not a ton of like ball joint up and down movement, but if you want him to look up, you could lift it up by that hinge. It does look a little weird, but mostly you can rotate the head side to side. The shoulders swivel. It makes it seem like you want to be able to move the shoulder out up here, but you can't. It can only move out down here. So it's almost got like two biceps because he's got a normal bicep swivel, but that's like almost at the elbow. So it's a little weird in that respect. He's got kind of a double jointed elbow for the transformation. Wrist doesn't move, again, because it rotates into the forearm. You got a waist swivel, typical hip movement out to the side, back, forward. You got that thigh swivel there. You have 90 degrees in the knee. You can see the legs are a little hollow because it hides these little skids. We'll get there. And then you got some sweet ankle tilt per most of the Siege figures. They're real big on ankle tilt. But yeah, they look good. I really like them. They all come with the same accessories. In addition to the little lens piece, you get part of the actual lens. And all three of these are the same piece. Again, there's not different ones of these to buy. You just buy the same toy 3 times if you want to make this happen. And then you have a gun. So the gun can peg into the hand very easily. The cool thing about this is he actually has a handle here, so he could use it as like a riot shield. If you like that look. Or if you want, you can peg it into the side of his shoulder using the other peg right there. And I kind of like that look. And if for some reason you wanted to give one of them two of them just to make it symmetrical, you could. Now again, each one only comes with one, but if you liked that look, you could give one of them two just to make it look symmetrical. So whatever you prefer. I kind of like just having them just like this because it's the most screen accurate and I really like the cartoon, so that's what I usually go off of. But yeah, really nice articulation. Of course, they can use any of the Battle Master's weaponizers. You can see he's got the peg holes here, here, here. He's got one on his back. You can take the effect piece and actually plug it into this gun, which is kind of neat. It's a little loose, but it can be done. So that looks kind of cool. But yeah, I really like it. I like the robot mode quite a bit. And I like the accessories he comes with. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the individual transformation first. Alright, so for this transformation, you'll need all the accessories that each one comes with. So one of each. I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side. Put the gun off to the side. Unpeg this piece on the torso. As you can see, it's very just lightly pegs into the torso. Very simple there. So you're going to start by rotating the head around 180 degrees. And then you're going to rotate it down into the chest. Very simple. You're going to rotate the waist 180 degrees, just like that. You're going to rotate those fists into the forearm, 180 degrees. You're going to pull the shoulders back like this. And you can see that there's a little tab on this side of the forearm. You're going to rotate that around to the bicep, and then you're going to peg that in to that little tab hole there on the back of his, I guess it's actually the front of his waist now that we've rotated it. So go ahead and do that. Peg that in. There you go. Now you're going to come here. You're going to fold out these skid pieces 180 degrees. Just like that. You're going to rotate his thighs so that those two point together. You're going to take the gun piece. You're going to peg that into the farthest peg, not here, right there. These are for like weaponizers, those ports there. So go ahead and peg that in. Then you're going to rotate this down. You're going to bring these together. And then you're going to rotate the other one down, and then that goes in that peg hole. And there you go. That all snaps together. And then you can see the skid underneath. You're going to rotate out the chest, rotate this inner part out again, and you can see that there's two tabs right there and there. They're going to peg in right here and here. So bring this down. And this can be a little difficult, but if you just apply the right pressure. There you go. Then you're going to take this piece, and you're going to peg this peg right into there. And you can see that there's actually channels. There's a channel right there that this piece will just kind of rest in. And then you take this piece and plug it onto the back right there. And there you go. There is the individual spaceship mode, battle cruiser, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm not really quite sure what to call this. It's definitely... it kind of reminds me of like Soundwave. They're just kind of like Cybertronian conveyance modes. I don't know. Obviously, when they're on Cybertron, it's not really for disguise purposes. It's just to kind of get around. So, but yeah, he sits like that. Let me tilt the camera down. And yeah, he's just kind of a flat cruiser with a little skid. He's got the big gun on the front. It kind of looks like a satellite to me, but it doesn't, like, I don't know. I don't know what this is. Use your imagination. But it's a decent little mode, so if you wanted to pick up just one of these guys, he does have an alt mode, and there you go. Alright, but let's check out the real alt mode that we all came to see, which is the camera mode, which you need 3 of these guys to complete. So I'm going to put these 2 guys just a little bit farther back, and I'll show you how we start here. Go ahead and remove this piece if you have it pegged in. You're going to pretty much, I would say, like half transform him into the other form. You're going to rotate the head again. rotate this down. And I will say quickly, the directions only have instructions for the mode I just showed you, the individual vehicle mode. They have no instructions for the camera. It just shows it on the back of the packaging and says connect or collect 3 to build the camera. No camera instructions, so that's really annoying. I had to watch a video online. I don't know why Hasbro does that kind of stuff, but we're going to go ahead, rotate the fists back into the forearms. You're going to bring, let me make sure I'm doing this right. You want to, I believe, rotate this around again. Then you're going to rotate the legs at the thighs 180 degrees and flip out these skid pieces again. So now you're going to bring the arms in, but instead of pegging them in like we did last time, you're going to want to turn them this way. Remember I told you about those double jointed elbows? You kind of want to click this up one notch. It'll kind of naturally stop. And then fold it down and then fold this like that. So that it's kind of, the red line's kind of almost lined up to this like joint piece, but really it's not 100%, but just it fits flush against it. So do the same again with this, and then push that all the way down and make sure that they're all the way in. So what you're actually going to do is bring this up, and this whole arm piece will fit inside the open cavity of the leg. So you can see that there's kind of like the box kind of stops here. This piece will fit in here, and then this top part will come up and meet this part. So you want to go ahead and make sure that that fits in just like that. Do the same for this side. Bring that all the way up like that. Then you will snap the two legs together like that, and then push the skids against the body. So there you go. There is your 1/3 of the camera. You will transform the other two exactly the same way. For the middle piece, you want to take the circle that usually sits in his abdomen and peg it in here to the bottom of his crotch. So just like that. For the other two, we'll leave it here because they're going to be like this, so it'll just be for storage on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and transform the other two real quick. Alright, so now that I have all three transformed the same way, you're going to take the two side ones, rotate them 180 degrees, and you can see that there is a peg and a peg hole and a peg and a peg hole. So they're just going to peg into each other very simply. And there you kind of have the base of the camera. So we're going to take the 3 shield pieces, and you can see they're the same piece, but they have a tab and a like connector on each side so that you can sandwich them together. And there you have the proper lens for the camera. Get that connection nice and solid there. Now you're going to see that there is a notch here and a notch here, and then this is going to peg in to there. It's a pretty tight connection, honestly, so just be a little careful. I'm kind of afraid that the pegs will, and then you can see that that last one kind of pegs into the crotch there. So there is the lens of the, the lens of the camera. Next, you're going to take the 3 guns, and they will also connect very much in the same way that the lens did. And they form a tripod, which these 3 pegs on the top will peg into this piece. Honestly, it might even be a little easier to take this off and peg this in first. So you peg that in like that, and then you peg that in to the crotch. And there you go. There is your combined camera mode. I think that's really awesome. I think they did a fantastic job. Now, if you want to take these pieces, like I said, and peg them on the back for storage. The other thing you could do is take this and peg it up here as kind of a button to press for the camera, which is what I kind of like to do. It just gives it a little bit more camera feel to it. I kind of wish it had a flash piece that you could peg in over here. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but I think for the most part, they did a pretty good job. Like I said, that one they just announced at Comic-Con, that's a 3-pack, comes with a flash piece. It comes with a piece over here that has a button, so you don't have to do a makeshift one like this. And it has kind of a like viewfinder piece up here, which is very in keeping with the original toy. But honestly, I think they did a pretty good job with this. It's ingenious to have the guns and the shield pieces form the lens and the tripod. I think that's really smart. And I'm really happy with it, I have to say. I still haven't decided if I'm going to get that San Diego Comic-Con. It's not a Comic-Con exclusive, I shouldn't say that. It was just announced there. But it's a more G1 toy accurate color scheme, and it has the extra effect pieces. So I haven't decided yet. But honestly, even if this is the only one I ever have, I'm pretty happy with this. I think they did a great job having the 3 refractor. I can't even say reflector, refractor, whatever you want to call them. They did a great job actually forming a camera mode with 3 of them, and I got to tip my hat. I gotta say, I love this guy. I think they did a great job. Yes, you do have to buy 3 of them if you want to form the camera mode, but I think that makes sense. I mean, the original G1 cartoon, it was 3 separate robots. The original toy was 3 separate robots, so I think it makes sense. It's kind of nice that they gave you the option. If you just want to pick up one, he does have an individual vehicle mode, which is nice, but if you want to get 3 for that camera mode, it also exists. I wish they did include instructions for the camera mode in the directions. It's a weird choice to me that they did not. But you can watch this video or another video online to figure out how to do that transformation. Honestly, both transformations are not that difficult, which I also appreciate. I think the color scheme is great, the articulation is great, the sculpt, everything very accurate to the original cartoon. So I'm really excited to finally have a Refraktor, Reflector, whatever you want to call them. I've never had a toy of this character because that old one was a mail away and it was a little before my time, so it made him very rare and very hard to get a hold of. But I finally have a reflector, refractor. I should just commit to one. Anyway, I'm finally able to have one of these toys, or a toy for this character, which is something that I've been missing for quite a few years. And it's very cartoon accurate with an excellent color scheme. Again, I'm just kind of babbling at this point, but it's a great toy. I recommend at least getting one of them. If you don't want 3, I understand. If you're on a budget or something like that, at least pick up one. The individual vehicle mode is all right. It's not bad, but I think the camera mode is where this really shines, and having 3 of them is going to look great for my display. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.